This review was made possible by contributions from viewers like you.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, with the studio's cash grabbing and copyright flagging for reasons unclear. It's the most wonderful time of the year. They're the dumbest movies they sell. All the holiday tripe that makes me wanna gripe. Seriously, what the hell? They're the dumbest movies they sell. Oh, why me? There'll be movies for riffing, comics for nitpicking. Of course, it must be a Bob show. There'll be bad animation, dogs talking, damnation, and plots that you cannot follow. What the hell's going on? It's the most wonderful time of the year. I might be misbehaving, but I've got my raven under mistletoe. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
You need a spirit of Christmas. A spirit of Christmas.
Tell it, Santa.
Yeah, the spirit of Christmas never goes away.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Remember the Christmas Chronicles?
I do!
Oh, really? You remember the Christmas Chronicles? I thought that you insisting I get Kurt Russell Santa Claus suit was just a coincidence.
Oh, stop it. You look fine.
Anyway, I reviewed this Netflix original movie last year, and sure, it was a fun watch, but the real draw of it was Kurt Russell giving us his unique take on Santa Claus himself. He's having a good time, so we're having a good time. I suppose it was inevitable that we would get a sequel to this fun little movie, so that's what we're looking at now. We open on Christmas Chronicles 17? Were there 15 sequels before this and I just missed them all?
Oh no! You have to review 17 movies in that Santa suit? What is a girl to do?
Our story opens on the conveniently labeled South Pole, since, that's what you need in a place as laden with tourists as this, where we meet Belsnickel, a former elf who used to work for Santa Claus. And don't worry about me dropping any major spoilers here. The movie itself just dropped that particular bomb. He plans on getting revenge on Santa for reasons that'll be badly explained later, and these plans happen to involve Katie from the last movie.
An honest-to-God true believer. Well, I'm about to change all of that. Track her down. She's perfect.
Stop talking to us, creepy Kiwi!
What is it with all these movies staring into our souls lately? Is this a new plot device? I'd really like them to quit.
And where is Katie, who is apparently perfect? Celebrating Christmas in Cancun with her family. Unfortunately, she's not too crazy about the vista.
Lamest Christmas ever.
Really?
Yeah. What kind of person would want to spend the best holiday of the year sitting on the hot beach with fruity umbrella drinks?
Mexicans, apparently?
Tourists to Mexico, obviously.
It turns out that she's equally not crazy about her mom's new boyfriend, Bayformers alumni Tyrese Gibson.
Oh, so that's what this is about. Bob.
No, this is not about Bob.
It couldn't possibly be about Bob, because that guy is not a Bob. He might be a Rob, but no, he's not a Bob. I was a Bob once, and only until after Raven started calling me Rob did I suddenly become cool.
Well, cooler.
To top it all off, Katie has to face the possibility of becoming a stepsister to this.
What are the odds my dad proposes on this trip? Or maybe she does. I mean, your mom's a pretty progressive woman.
Teddy, I heard they have snorkeling. You want to go?
Yeah, one sec. You two want to come?
Nope. Yeah, thanks for asking, Teddy, but I've got horrible anxiety, asthma, and about 11 different allergies.
Oh wow, I really want to beat this kid up.
Shame on you. We are adopting him. That is the final word on it. You leave baby Urkel alone.
Since her brother Teddy is of no help to her, she turns to the only other person in the world who can help.
Santa, I know it's probably too late to write a letter, and the Wi-Fi here stinks. But if you're listening, I want to amend my Christmas wish. I mean, the electric scooter would be really cool, but I need something more important than that right now. I need to get out of this place.
Katie Pierce, your wish has been heard, and your wish has been granted.
So please, Santa, help out a true believer. Or I swear, I'm gonna run away.
She gets help in the form of a bunch of special passes that'll distract everyone, giving her the chance to go back home when no one's looking. She quickly packs her stuff and grabs the nearest golf cart, but things are complicated not only by said golf cart being driven by our villain Snickerdoodle, but also by Baby Urkel hitching a ride. Snickerdoodle summons a wormhole and throws the kids into it, thanks to the help of physics. They're instantly transported to the North Pole, and poof, hypothermia hits them like turning on a light switch, and they die. Merry Christmas, everyone!
I knew I should have brought my puffy jacket.
You wanted to bring your puffy jacket to Mexico? Meanwhile, Russel Claus is chasing down a saber-toothed tiger, or a Yule cat as he calls it, when he hears Katie calling for help. My Santa sense is tingling. He gathers them into a sleigh and heads for home. Yeah, no. For all of his gift-giving that Santa does every year, he actually travels pretty light. He's got himself, his sack of presents which only carries so many gifts at a time, maybe an elf or two to help him with the distribution, but that's it. He's going to feel a sudden change in weight like that.
That elf's been on the shelf a little too long.
He's able to revive the kids, with the aid of Mrs. Claus, played by Kurt Russell's real-life main squeeze, Goldie Hawn.
I must be dreaming.
Oh, you're not dreaming, Jack. You're in Santa's village. The real one. The village houses over 1 million elves. Now, if you combine Amazon, FedEx, the Postal Service, and UPS with every manufacturing company in the world, and they quadrupled their output for an entire year, well, you just might be getting close to what we can accomplish here in Santa's village in a single day.
So where's your workshop?
Why, you're walking in it.
Really?
Yes.
Well, we have over 300,000 shops here in the village.
And each and every one designed by Mrs. Claus.
No. I'm sure that Mrs. Claus is a valuable asset to Santa's operation at the North Pole, but hundreds of thousands of shops were all made by her? I imagine she'd have some input on how Santa would run things, but she's responsible for basically all that we're looking at here?
Well, if she designed this place, I think it should be called Mrs. Claus's Village.
Me too.
Well, I never thought of that.
Of course you didn't.
Because that's what we need in our Christmas movies, identity politics, and smashing the patriarchy. It's explained that everything in Santa's village here is powered by, well, best to let Santa explain it.
That is the Christmas star. You see, I devised a way to connect the light from the Star of Bethlehem to the Borealis, and that's what creates the veil.
Bullshit!
Still better than the Christmas icicle.
Since the veil keeps everything out, including snow, the elves have to pump it in manually from the outside with these cannons. The kids are invited to dinner, with a spread that demands a cameo by Christine McConnell, and then it's off to bed. And is it me, or am I now running through the same story for Hansel and Gretel?
It's you. Santa's not going to eat the kids.
Oh, no, he wouldn't do that. He just comes from the same dimension as Pennywise is all.
Stop ruining Christmas.
The Christmas Chronicles?
The Christmas Chronicles? What the hell? The first movie was called The Christmas Chronicles because it was about Katie capturing every moment of their Christmas adventure with her video camera. Not only is she not doing that here by getting everything she can on her smartphone, but the Clauses somehow stole this movie's title and decided to throw it onto this collection of their own personal history? Anyway, the missus tells them the backstory of Santa Claus, which is allegedly based off of a 200-page treatment written by Kurt Russell himself, most of which we'll never see, wherein the historical St. Nicholas's story is combined with that of the magical Santa Claus, and some discarded footnotes from Lord of the Rings, maybe?
Since St. Nicholas is originally from Turkey, I think it's safe to say that Bu Saçmalık.
Since the kids recognize this one elf, Mrs. Claus switches gears to talking about the story of Snickerdoodle. Apparently, he used to be one of Santa's favorites, but because Santa had to spend so much of his time on making millions of toys for millions of kids all over the world, Snickerdoodle thought that Santa didn't love him as much, and since he somehow missed that the point of giving presents on Christmas is about sharing the love, he acts like a bigger and bigger douche noodle until...
And with that, he transformed into the thing he despised the most.
a whiny teenager. Some villains hate Christmas because a whole bunch of bad crap happened to them during the most wonderful time of the year. Some villains hate Christmas because they think the entire holiday has been perverted into a commercial joke. This villain hates Christmas because he didn't get to have Santa Claus all to himself. I love how the camera zooms in on Katie as the story sinks in. You can almost hear her thinking, wow, this is some really lame character motivation. Am I being that awful too?
It's time. Oh, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen when the elves get a snoot full of this stuff. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Something else that the backstory of Snickerdoodle briefly mentioned is that the elves came from all over the world, like humans. That kind of world building would normally make me not care if the movie decided to take an elf and turn him into a human belonging to any kind of ethnic group at once, but... I'm sorry, Snickerdoodle being played by a New Zealander is just bad casting. I'm sure that New Zealand has their jerks and assholes, like every country has, but the handful of times a New Zealander has shown up in American media, they're always the nicest, sweetest people in existence. This Christmas elf with a goofy name and a less intimidating backstory is only made less threatening by sounding like Flight of the Conchords.
So they sat in the cave, and ate bubblegum pie. Yum! I'll be the racist dragon.
While Snickerdoodle sets his dastardly plan into motion, he sicks the Yule Cat on the reindeer. And no, there is no explanation as to why this monster kitty is called a Yule Cat. Shouldn't he be imbued with the Christmas spirit or something?
Oh, you mean like mistletoe?
Christmas star, oh, Christmas star.
No, not like that. In fact, never mention that again. No, I mean something like Christian the Lion. This giant, hulking cat comes running up to people, looking like he's gonna pounce, and then big hug! Merry Christmas! I love you, meow meow! The Yule Cat mortally wounds Dasher, giving Snickerdoodle the distraction that he needs to steal the Star of Bethlehem, while this other elf uses the snow cannons to shower the village with elfbane, making the other elves slightly less jolly. Yeah, remember how easy it was for them to go into a murderous rage in the last movie? This movie wants to say that their current behavior is because of this blue powder stuff, but is it really that different from how they usually behave? Santa runs into Snickerdoodle, and he's rightly pissed.
You've played a lot of nasty tricks in your time, Belsnickel, but sending Jola into the stables?
Big deal. So we scared the reindeer and they ran off into the forest.
He attacked Dasher!
That wasn't supposed to happen.
What was supposed to happen?
Yule Cat was just supposed to go booga booga booga.
That's Belsnickel.
I knew I recognized him. That's the guy who drove the shuttle back in Cancun.
Yeah.
And I gotta thank you, Kate, because without you, I never could have got back inside Santa's village.
That's Mrs. Claus's village to you.
We got dying reindeer, crazy elves, the imminent death of the Christmas spirit itself, but we must stay woke at all costs!
The stars for my tree back at the South Pole. Ooh, it's gonna be the shiz. I am starting a new village. I can see it now. Belsnickel's village. And I'm gonna round up my own band of elves. And I'm gonna invent my own stuff. Really cool stuff that will make everybody forget that the North Pole and Santa Claus ever existed.
Here we go. Pout, pout, pout.
Whatever. I am taking the star to the South Pole so I can stop aging and buy some time to figure out a way to break this awful curse.
Yeah, and how old are you supposed to be again? They never say how long it's been since you've changed, and you look exactly like you did however long ago it happened. All things considered, you look pretty good.
Belsnickel, there's only one way to break the curse, and that's for you to come back home to the village and embrace your family. I know that deep down inside, it's what you want.
It can't be Santa to explain this to Snickerdoodle. It has to be Mrs. Claus because girl power. Santa and Snickerdoodle fight over the star using the Force, I think. It explodes, and the village's power dies out. Snickerdoodle escapes, and Santa and company head back to the reindeer stable to plan a course of action. Mrs. Claus needs Jack's help to make a cure for Elfbane. Shouldn't she have a cure for Elfbane at all times just in case? And Santa needs to fly to Turkey so the elves can give him a replacement star.
Should I stay here too?
No. I need you to come with me.
Why?
Because we need something for you to do, I don't know.
With only 7, I'm not even sure we can get the sleigh off the ground. I'm gonna need all the help I can get, Kate.
Oh, that makes sense. Or at least it might if it did, which it doesn't. So Santa and Katie fly up to... Whoa! Too close, a little too close. They fly off to Turkey, and if the sleigh's flight is this thrown off by having only 1 reindeer in the lead instead of 2, why don't they take one of the deer from the back and put it up front?
I'm so sorry, Santa. If I hadn't have just...
Oh, no. This is not your fault, Katie Cat. Believe me, that tricky little elf is gonna find his way into the village one way or another.
What's he gonna do now?
Oh, he's probably trying to figure out some way to beat us to Turkey. That's not gonna happen. Because he's not taking one thing into consideration.
What's that?
He can't possibly get there as fast as we can, no matter what he does. Timbuena!
You underestimate me, old man.
Oh, come on, really? 1, again, weight is supposed to be something of an issue, especially with the lower reindeer count. 2, Santa is supposed to be all-seeing. Why doesn't he have an ear to the ground for Snickerdoodle's whereabouts? 3, if Snickerdoodle can hear Santa well enough to make a retort like that, why doesn't Santa hear him? 4, what is even the point of him hitching a ride like this if he's just going to immediately fall off and take his own sleigh? Can he fly as fast as Santa or can't he? We jump back to Jack and the Missus figuring out how to cure the elves.
Elfbane. Here it is, Elfbane. Oh dear.
What?
It only has one known cure.
Lavande root.
Wait, why is that written in English and the rest of the book is written in Middle-earth? And why is the Missus showing us a map to Mount Doom?
The movie is very confused.
Equally confusing is the Missus making Jack go out to get this route all by himself when she should be getting it while he looks after Dasher.
I won't let anything happen to you. I'll be watching you the entire time. And I'm arming you with these.
You're arming me with cookies.
The gingerbread man cookie explodes when you throw it. And the snowman cookie gives you courage.
And what do the trees do?
They give you diabetes.
Well,
hey wait, why are you taking the rest of the cookies away? Do you really think he'll need just the 2? May as well give him a single gun with a single bullet and tell him to hope for the best.
Communication! I just baked a whole batch of cookies. That will distract them for about 30 seconds.
Got it.
Now.
25 seconds.
Now
20 seconds.
It's pretty cold out there. What if I get
15 seconds.
Oh, don't worry about frostbite. I'm an expert at reattaching fingers and toes.
10 seconds.
Now hurry.
5 seconds.
Jack!
You're too late. I'm sorry.
And sure, loudly calling out, "Jack!" won't alert the elves to his presence.
Jack! Be my hero.
My mom used to say the same thing to me.
And now she's dead.
And he soon will be.
After sending the allergic, anxiety-ridden Jack to his doom, we jump back to Santa and Katie as they make it to Turkey, and they have to deal with these forest elves.
Nice! Shinhu! Sentis Klaus!
Don't you mean Lüftin, Benim, Noel Baba?
So, baby, how do you say in Turkish, "I was frozen today"?
Bugün dondum.
Bagun Dundum! They meet with the leader of the elves, played by the oh-so-Turkish Malcolm McDowell. They make a new Star of Bethlehem, and then Santa is ascended into Santimus Prime. Back to Jack, who has to climb the cliffs of insanity, apparently. That courage cookie's got some powerful juju. He grabs the root, falls down to what should be his death, then he runs into that Yule Cat again.
Here, kitty kitty. Would you like a treat? That's right. You better run.
Isn't that nice? All that you need to be brave is some high explosives.
There's a new sheriff in town, and his name is Jack Booker.
Oh, honey, we've got to work on your trash talk.
And his last name is Booker, meaning that his father's full name is Bob Booker. I'm sorry, Bob Booker, but you're dying a virgin. Santa and Katie are flying back to the North Pole, then they're intercepted by Snickerdoodle and his team of hyenas that were crossbred with French bulldogs?
What do you call those? It's my team of Jackalopes.
What?
Jackal and Coyote hybrid? My creation.
Whatever they are, they're pure nightmare fuel. Why do they all look like Ed?
Whoa! The star!
Come on, girl! Kidwina!
All of Santa's reindeer are girls. You really need to push that much girl power into the movie that there isn't a single reindeer that's male. Santa, just hand the hat over to Mrs. Claus and name the entire Enterprise after her already. Save the movie a lot of time and trouble and just give it up. You know that's where it's going. Snickerdoodle somehow gets the star first. He throws this little doohickey onto Santa's sleigh, and they're teleported to Logan International Airport, 1990. So, Snickerdoodle somehow created a time machine the size of a hand grenade, but he still needed Santa to make a new star for him to steal since he can't make his village in the South Pole run on its own power?
Bullshit!
And Santa, who is famous for landing on rooftops, can't find a better place to land than on the crowded tarmac. It would appear that airports are especially lacking in Christmas cheer, but Logan 1990 was especially bad, and Santa has to figure out a way to liven things up. Hey, Mr. Kringle, how about you do whatever you did the first time you ran into this shortage of Christmas spirit? Because you did. Remember? The first time that 1990 came around? You've been here, and you dealt with it. How did you deal with it? Kate runs off to buy some new batteries for the time machine. Yeah, apparently you can twist time and space with just a couple of AAAs. Who knew? But since all of her money is from 30 years in the future, she's taken by security, where she meets a young James McAvoy. While he's telling her to never give up on Christmas spirit, and we never find out what he's doing here, by the way, Santa's singing up a storm like he was in the first movie. Sure, it's a fun sequence, and if anyone's going to give Christmas spirit a much-needed jumpstart, it's going to be Santa Claus, but this just feels too easy to me. As bad as Logan Airport 1990 was for Santa to remember it like he did, and for Snickerdoodle to remember it and program it into his little time bomb, the airport must be full of Grinches, Scrooges, and Mr. Potters of all sorts. But they're all singing and dancing right away. Christmas spirit is totally fine. Nothing to see here, people.
Well, look at that, everybody. You're all gonna be home for Christmas.
And you're home for Christmas, and you're home for Christmas, and you're home for Christmas! Katie starts putting it together that this kid actually might be her father, and absolutely nothing is telling her that maybe she should stop talking to him, lest she pull a Marty McFly and endanger her own existence. They get some new batteries into the time machine, which Katie stole, I guess, and they're on their way.
We need to get going, Kate. Time to say goodbye.
Goodbye, Dad.
And with that, little Daddy Doug here became terrified of girls forever, and Katie just blinked out of existence. Merry Christmas, everyone! Seriously, you're from the year 2020. I guarantee you've seen movies about time travel. You should know to keep minimal contact with anyone from the past out of fear of f***ing up the future!
Give her a break. As you said, she's from 2020. She's seen some shit.
Think you need to let Doug up for some air, Katie Cat.
Thank you for everything.
Yeah, well, Pierce always sees it through.
Yes, we do.
Spoken like a true believer.
Spoken like a dumb believer.
Will you stop and let them have their sweet moment?
No, it's a dumb moment. When they all get back to their present, they're gonna wind up with chicken heads or something. Santa and Katie poof back to the moment they left. Santa grabs the star, and they make a beeline to the North Pole.
Hey! That wasn't very nice!
You're concerned about the animal minion of the villain being nice? You know, when Ben-Hur did that, the idea was to mess up the wheels. What is this doing?
Scratching the paint job?
No! Not scratching the paint job! Santa is doomed! They make it out of Santa speed, and it's up to Katie to put the star back into place.
When we get over the tree, you jump!
Jump? All the way down there?
You'll make it, I promise!
Santa, just because I'm a true believer in you, that doesn't mean I renounce belief in physics!
Jump!
A little warning might have been nice. Why did that have to be a leap of faith?
Meanwhile, Jack needs to make his way to the cannons to disperse the antidote. These elves are armed with this kind of weaponry, and they're strong enough to do this kind of damage? I'm sorry, Baby Urkel, but you're not walking out of this alive.
You can certainly try.
Yeah.
Santa and Snickerdoodle are about to play a game of chicken, but the missus ain't having it. Oh my god! Mrs. Claus gave this little gingerbread man sentience just so it could scream with terror upon realizing that he's a tiny suicide bomber! What is wrong with you, lady?
Why'd you do that? To put an end to this nonsense.
I blew you up because I didn't want either of you to get hurt. Wait.
Nick, sometimes I think you actually enjoy these little dangerous escapades.
Oh, don't be silly.
Oh, Dasher, you're all better now. Thank you for saving my life. Oh.
But Dasher didn't talk to the Yule Cat about how violence is wrong. How very disappointing. Then Santa just grabs the Yule Cat by the tail and throws him out of the village like this was a frickin' Flintstones cartoon. Any reason why he couldn't just do that with Snickerdoodle? Katie puts the new star in place, Jack shoots the elves with a face full of antidote, and all is right with the world. Santa gives Snickerdoodle the first toy that they ever built together. Katie brings it home with the obvious message that Christmas isn't about where you are, but who you're with, and this moves Snickerdoodle to turn into a donkey like he's a reverse Pinocchio. Seriously, they couldn't change him back into an elf so it looked a little less silly? Make him start to glow with the warmth of the Christmas spirit. The light becomes too bright to see anything, then as it dims, he's suddenly this tiny little elf again. Why did they have to do it with imagery that in any other circumstance would look like it's out of a horror film? So all is forgiven, without Snickerdoodle even attempting to make up for being a dick cheese and trying to ruin Christmas forever. Santa lets Jack fly the sleigh back to Cancun. What? The kids parachute down to the beach to the shock and amazement of no one, and Katie apologizes for being a selfish little brat as they all start singing "Oh Christmas Tree." Huh. It's good that she's accepting these new people into her family, and she's not afraid of them replacing her father's memory, but singing Daddy's favorite Christmas song seems like it would be a little too close to home.
Not to mention, they're not even singing to a tree. That's the moon. Are there no Christmas trees in the resort? Couldn't they have decorated a palm tree or something? Aw, that was cute.
It was, but Aurora Borealis? At this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the world, and localized entirely on that beach?
Yes.
Did anyone else see it?
No.
So that was the Christmas Chronicles 2, and it was a pretty big letdown. The first movie was all about discovering how Santa Claus operates, and the spirit of the season healing the wounds of a broken family. This movie is about some jerk who wants to ruin Christmas because he's a selfish brat, and sure, that plays into Katie's arc so that she doesn't remain a selfish brat either, but she seemed like she was perfectly fine by the end of the last movie, so this character turn doesn't really make a lot of sense. It was fun watching Kurt Russell having a blast with Santa again, and it was nice seeing Goldie Hawn's Mrs. Claus have a larger role in Santa's operation than you might think, but the implication that she's the real driving force behind everything while Santa's nothing but a glory-seeking figurehead is just wrong. The time travel bit was pointless, the threat of depleting Christmas spirit was even more meaningless than it was in the last movie, and even the title doesn't make any sense. I thought the Christmas Chronicles was Katie and Teddy documenting their Christmas adventure, not the Claus' personal history. You want my opinion? Just stick to watching the first movie while leaving this one under the tree. See you later.
You need a spirit of Christmas. The spirit of Christmas.
Tell it, Santa.
Yeah, the spirit of Christmas never goes away. The spirit of Christmas. The spirit of Christmas. The spirit of Christmas. Gonna save the day. Gonna save the day. Everybody say yeah. Everybody say yeah. Everybody say yeah. Everybody say yeah. Sooner or later you realize you got to believe in yourself, but you can't change the world alone. Sometimes you need a little help. Showtime.
And with that, little Daddy Doug here became terrified of girls forever, and Katie just blinked out of existence. Merry Christmas, everyone!
Very good.
Thank you.
Either that or he decided he liked girls calling him dead.
Bah.
It's a thing.
I know it is. But he's not supposed to like that because of his own daughter.
Well, he didn't know.
He knew. Somehow he knew. What?
Just gave him a taste for it.
His first time, that's what he opens with. Call me Daddy.
You should have said that in the review.
Shame on you.
Why? Because I didn't think about it before now?
Yes.
Exactly.
Subscribe, like, follow, comment, share, watch more.